My name is Marc Pothier. I manage Paradise Villas in the Hungry Iguana, and I've been here on Little Cayman since 1998. I think one of the bigger problems in Little Cayman right now with businesses and with what's going on in the future is people don't really know what's happening in the future. Things like sorting out the airstrip, things like zoning laws, things like development plans, I think are things that we need to really start looking at. If I was a person and had enough money to invest somewhere in the world, I would think that Little Cayman would be one of the best places in the world, but I wouldn't be willing to invest loads of money if I didn't know what was going to be happening in the future. The airstrip is something we've talked about here since I got here, and probably before I got here, and as we understand it, a plan is going to come out, and whatever is decided, I'm sure will take time to do, but I think even just everybody knowing what's going to happen next will allow businesses and new investors to make plans for that to happen. Otherwise, Little Cayman's economy will just continue on the way it is, which is okay, but it could certainly be better. Little Cayman needs a development plan with zoning laws, I think, because that is the way it works in most of the world that I know of. Also, it would mean if people are going to build a nice house on a beautiful beach, they, I think, would like to know that 5 years from then there won't be a Club Med beside them or a big development. The zoning laws would also help figure out. I mean, there's no septic service. There's no water service. Everybody here has to look after everything that they need to do on their own. And if there were too many houses here or too much density, then you would have pollution problems. You'd have water problems. And until you start with the building blocks, which would be the zoning and the development plans, then everybody knows what the playing field is, what the rules are, and everybody would know how to act accordingly. The landfill is certainly an issue. I know it's obviously a very big issue on Grand Cayman because there's more garbage, but we also have our own problems, and there's just not the capacity to deal with mass loads of rubbish and septic being dealt with the way it is. These are things that are polluting the environment. So along with development and zoning comes the big word of sustainable development. And sustainable development means that the economy of the island and the businesses on the island need to progress to a point where they're more successful than they are, but also anybody who is here, living here, be it for the winter or full-time or living here working at a resort, they need to know that the island is going to continue on at the rate it is and be protected going forward, because the only thing we really have here are our natural resources, things like the reef. That makes the lionfish problem a big thing that needs to be addressed. Marine parks is a hot topic. There are no golf courses here, there are no shopping malls, and there won't be. So unless the marine environment is protected and the terrestrial environment is protected, then we don't really know what we're selling. And if we don't know what we're selling, then we don't know who to sell it to, and that's how the businesses just kind of keep going and keep on a level basis, and there's no real growth.